A whisper, carried on the breeze that once sang only of peace, now held its breath. A hand, fashioned from the dust and dream of God, reached out, fingers, meant to tend and to praise. Closed around the forbidden, the skin of the fruit, a jewel of deep crimson, gleamed under the dappled light of Eden's canopy. For a suspended moment, all creation was silent. The birds ceased their songs, the rivers hushed their flow, and the very leaves of the tree of life seemed to tremble. Then, the bite, a choice, made in a heartbeat that would echo through millennia. The sweet juice was a lie on the tongue, its flavor a fleeting pleasure that dissolved into a bitter truth. She gave to the man who stood with her, the one formed from her own bone, and he to eat. He, who had walked with God in the cool of the day, chose the whisper of the serpent over the word of his Creator. In that shared act, the perfect harmony was broken. The song of innocence ended, and their eyes were opened. But what they saw was not the wisdom of gods, but the starkness of their own selves. A sudden, chilling wind swept through the garden, a wind they had never felt before, carrying a cold they had never known. They looked at each other, not with the pure and clouded wonder of before, but with a new and terrible awareness. They saw their nakedness, and a burning shame, hot and unfamiliar, flooded their souls. Frantically, they gathered fig leaves, stitching them into crude coverings, a desperate attempt to hide their bodies from each other, and their spirits from themselves. Then, a sound. A familiar sound, yet now it struck terror into their hearts. The voice of the Lord God, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. The voice that had once been their greatest joy was now their greatest fear. They ran, hiding themselves amongst the trees, as if the foliage of Eden could conceal them from the one who had planted it. The Creator called out, not in anger, but in sorrow. A question that pierced the silence. Where are you? It was the call of a father searching for his lost children. He emerged from the shadows, his voice trembling. I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. The confession was a tangled web of truth and deflection. The Lord's response cut to the core. Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? The man pointed, not to himself, but to the woman. The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it. And the woman, in her turn, pointed to the serpent. The blame, like a poisoned river, flowed from one to another, a legacy of broken trust. The judgment fell, a sad and heavy pronouncement of consequence. Upon the serpent, a curse to crawl on its belly and eat dust, forever an enemy of the seed of the woman. To the woman, pain in childbirth, a sorrowful reminder of the desire that led her astray. To the man, a life of toil and sweat, wrestling accursed ground for his bread. Until he returned to the dust from which he was taken, the garden gates would be closed to them. The path back to the tree of life, barred. Yet, in the heart of this sorrow, a single and wavering ray of light pierced the encroaching darkness. A promise, woven into the very fabric of the curse upon the serpent. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. It was the first whisper of the gospel, a prophecy of a future conflict, a coming battle. A seed of the woman, a descendant yet to be born, would one day come. He would bear the strike, the wound to the heel, but in his suffering, he would deliver the final, crushing blow to the head of the enemy, in the very moment of humanity's greatest failure. The plan for its ultimate redemption was spoken into the twilight of a lost paradise. A new hope, faint but certain, was kindled in the shadow of the fall.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.